Every day, your brain makes more than 35,000 decisions. Most feel like they're yours. Logical, rational, completely under your control. But what if the most important decisions of your life were never entirely your own? Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that an invisible force has quietly influenced who you trust, who you vote for, what you buy, who you fall in love with, and even what you believe is true. You can't see it, you can't hear it, yet it has shaped every human civilization in history. This invisible force has toppled empires, crashed economies, started wars, and changed the course of history. Psychologists call them cognitive biases, but they're much more than simple mistakes. They're hidden algorithms running inside every human mind. Even the smartest among us aren't immune.
From space, Earth appears peaceful, silent, fragile. A single blue world drifting through an ocean of darkness. Yet beneath those clouds, more than 8 billion minds are each constructing their own version of reality. Every conversation, every argument, every election, every investment, every war begins inside the human mind. And history has shown that our greatest mistakes rarely begin with bad intentions. They begin with something far more dangerous: the certainty that we're right.
Your brain weighs only about 3 pounds, yet inside, nearly 86 billion neurons fire in patterns more complex than anything humanity has ever built. Every second, trillions of electrical signals race through this extraordinary network. But despite its incredible power, your brain faces one impossible challenge. Reality arrives far too quickly. There isn't enough time or enough energy to analyze everything. So your brain does something remarkable. It cheats. It predicts. It simplifies. It fills in missing pieces before you're even aware they're missing. Most of the time, that keeps you alive. Sometimes, changes history.
Imagine standing alone on the African savannah nearly 200,000 years ago. The grass moves. Was it only the wind? Or was it a lion? Wait too long, and you die. Run too early, and you waste a little energy. Over thousands of generations, evolution rewarded the minds that reacted quickly, not the minds that were perfectly accurate. Survival favored speed over certainty. And those ancient shortcuts still live inside every one of us today.
One of the most powerful shortcuts the brain ever developed is called confirmation bias. Once we believe something, our minds begin searching for evidence that proves us right, while quietly ignoring evidence that challenges us. It happens to scientists, investors, politicians, judges, doctors, and yes, it happens to you. The remarkable part is that intelligence doesn't eliminate confirmation bias. In many cases, it makes people better at defending the conclusions they've already reached. The smartest minds can build the strongest arguments for the wrong ideas.
In the early 1950s,
Psychologist Solomon Asch asked a question that seemed almost too simple. Could ordinary people be convinced to deny what they could clearly see? The experiment appeared harmless. Participants entered a quiet room, believing they were taking part in a vision test. One line, 3 possible answers. The correct choice was obvious. But there was one detail they didn't know. Everyone else in the room was secretly working with the researchers. One by one, each person confidently gave the same wrong answer. Then it was the participants' turn. Alone, surrounded by certainty. What would you do? The results shocked psychologists. Nearly 3 out of every 4 participants conformed at least once. They knowingly gave the wrong answer, simply because everyone else did. They weren't unintelligent. They weren't weak. They were human. Today, that same invisible pressure follows us everywhere. In classrooms, boardrooms, social media, financial markets, politics. Every like, every comment, every trending topic quietly tells our brains, this must be right. The crowd doesn't just influence what we say, it changes what we believe we see.
Cognitive biases don't exist only in laboratories. They leave fingerprints across history. In 1912, the Titanic was called unsinkable. Confidence became certainty. Warnings were minimized. Risk seemed impossible. Decades later, engineers warned about flaws in the Challenger space shuttle. But repeated success created a dangerous illusion. What had worked before felt safe enough to continue. Historians call this the normalization of deviance. Time after time, human beings mistake familiarity for safety. And when enough people share the same illusion, entire systems begin believing it.
For centuries, economists believed humans were rational, that given enough information, people would consistently make logical choices. Then 2 psychologists, Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, changed everything. Through decades of research, they discovered that our minds rely on mental shortcuts called heuristics. These shortcuts are incredibly efficient. Most of the time, they help us navigate a complex world. But under uncertainty, they can also produce predictable mistakes. Their work transformed psychology, economics, medicine, public policy, and eventually earned Kahneman the Nobel Prize in economics. We don't simply think. We think through filters. Every second, your eyes receive millions of pieces of information. Your ears detect thousands of sounds. Your skin senses pressure, temperature, movement. Yet your conscious mind experiences only a tiny fraction of it. The brain doesn't wait for complete information. It predicts what is most likely happening, then fills in the gaps. Most of the time, those predictions are astonishingly accurate. They allow you to catch a ball, understand speech in a noisy room, and recognize a familiar face in an instant. But when those predictions are built on incomplete assumptions, bias quietly takes over. Reality isn't simply recorded, it's constructed. For most of human history, our cognitive biases belonged only to us. Hidden, invisible, private. But today,
something has changed. Every search, every click, every pause, every video we finish leaves behind a pattern. Modern algorithms don't know what is true. They learn what keeps our attention. And because our attention is often drawn toward information that confirms what we already believe, technology can unintentionally reinforce our existing views. This doesn't mean we're being controlled. It means the relationship goes both ways. Human psychology shapes algorithms, and algorithms, in turn, can shape human psychology. Never before in history have our ancient biases been reflected back to us at such extraordinary speed. Period. If intelligence protected us from bias, history would look very different. Financial bubbles, medical errors, failed companies, and disastrous political decisions have often involved some of the brightest minds of their generation. During the 2008 financial crisis, sophisticated mathematical models gave many experts confidence that risk was under control. But confidence is not certainty. No amount of intelligence can eliminate uncertainty. Sometimes, expertise makes us more vulnerable, because the more knowledge we possess, the easier it becomes to justify conclusions we've already reached. Intelligence isn't the opposite of bias. Awareness is. If biases are built into the human brain, does that mean we're powerless? Not at all. The first defense is simply knowing they exist. Great scientists actively searched for evidence that contradicted their own ideas. Charles Darwin kept notes whenever observations challenged his theories, because he knew his memory favored confirming evidence. The best investors ask, what would prove me wrong? The best leaders invite disagreement. The best doctors seek second opinions. Wisdom doesn't come from believing you're unbiased. It comes from recognizing that everyone is. Throughout history, civilizations have searched for the greatest human strength. Intelligence, courage, creativity, determination. Yet perhaps one ability matters even more: the willingness to change your mind, to pause before reacting, question your own certainty, to ask, what if I'm missing something? That simple question has changed the course of science, transformed societies, and expanded human understanding for centuries. Not because it guarantees the right answer, but because it keeps the search for truth alive. Period. The human brain is one of the greatest achievements of evolution. It carried our ancestors across continents, built civilizations, unlocked the secrets of the universe, and placed footprints on the moon. Yet the same remarkable mind still carries ancient shortcuts, invisible patterns, and hidden biases. We cannot eliminate them completely, but we can learn to recognize them. We can slow down. We can listen more carefully. We can welcome evidence that challenges us. Because the pursuit of truth doesn't begin by proving everyone else wrong. It begins with the courage to question ourselves. And perhaps that is the true blueprint of being human. Every episode of The Human Blueprint explores the hidden forces that shape who we are, from psychology and history
to science, philosophy, and the future of humanity. If today's journey changed the way you see the world, join us for the next one.